Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Youppi. We're back with another VOD review of a random JBHLer that I pulled for in JBHL General. It's been a little bit. I'm just gonna run through this guy's game. It's bmodep6. Showed up a little late to this game. This is what his team manager told me when I asked him what game I should watch. Was the Rimouski versus Minnesota game. I'm going into this pretty blind. I don't know what position he is. I believe that he just line changed for the forward, but we're gonna approach it, just go off how he's playing, figure it out. I can't assume if they're playing a system or anything, so gotta bear with me here. All right, within 10 seconds of the first shift, already some pretty weird approaches here. It's Camel, my beloved defensive prospect for the Boston Grizzlies. He's able to get by you like extremely easily because you take this weird route, you like run at him. Instead, you should be keeping yourself in front of him. I mean, for the obvious reason that the puck is going this way. You don't have to run through him to get this puck. And now you're kind of on a back foot. And then immediately after, you do something similar where puck is here, open ice. You're in, like, not the best defensive position. Like, even if you hit this, it's going to go to the side. But instead of doing what I would do, which is go here, and, like, as you're running around the puck, you try to hit at it like this. Instead, you just run right at it. Not only that, you swing at it, miss, and then jump. This is like really low level pressing. You want to go to this side for like the obvious fact that the puck, if you miss, is going to go this way. So if you're on this side of the puck, it's going to go back. You can recover it, make a play with your teammate. But also you want the puck to actually go up the ice if you hit it. And you want to give yourself space. So like you should be going here, trying to swing at it. Now, if the puck goes by you, you're in a good position to recover it. And obviously, you shouldn't be jumping through the puck blindly like this. Like, you need to confirm this hit before you go. Because Willanodo, Willanodo, he's trusting you. Look at where he's positioned. He's leaving this entirely into your hands because he's just like, all right, my forward's here. I'm just going to play, like, with my goalie. And we'll make sure that if he shoots it right now, we're fine. But because he gets this step, Willanodo isn't really gapped. He has to kind of recover. Obviously, he didn't play this well either, but as a forward, that doesn't mean that you should be like completely careless defensively. You want to make it as hard as possible for these two to get alone with your goalie. This is, again, like pretty just weird routing. Maybe not weird. Let me slow down the VOD a little bit. This is too fast for this angle. But also weird. Well, I don't know why we're not using the camera. But puck gets bounced out by the goalie. Unfortunate, it's behind you. But again, it's the way you're approaching this puck. You're going at it, and you look like you're trying to pull it back instead of just going behind it and then trying to hit it. Because again, if you lose this pullback and they hit it, now you're out of the play. And you don't really get a ton out of this because even if you win this pullback, they have two people between you and the goal. You're not getting a clean shot. But if you would, instead of running at it like this, run at it like this, and while you're running back on for the hit, even if Camel hits it, you're just going to be here. You're easily beating them, and you can pass it back to your defender. You can bring it back in. You can stay involved. You're instantly being removed from the play, or at least in a position where you have to just recover, back check it into your own end. And now, like, you're relying on your defender once again. All right, this is a bit more of a nuanced thing, but you don't have to do like all or nothing when it comes to aggression. Like, you're going to stop right up here and you're just kind of chilling. I understand if like you're line changing, you want to give your line mate space, but the way you approach this after says a lot, where now you're ready to go. So you just immediately jump at him. You don't have to jump. You can just kind of walk, like almost slow walk up to him so that if he does hit it, you're still going to be able to react and back up and recover, but you're also going to close the gap. You could even do like little like stutter steps as you're running towards him just to try to bait him to throw the puck at you. And then you can ping it and get a chance. Because realistically, this hit, if you were ready for it, you could have actually made something happen on your own here. But you run at him really fast. He hits it up. Camel doesn't just let him take it. I mean, I can understand this guy is already here, but you could have done more to keep it in the zone. You kind of gave yourself no chance. All right, now I can confirm you're forward, and also I'm going to make fun of you for FOVing. There's no reason you should FOV. In a face-off, in like an actual game, the meta is usually, in my opinion, you should just be like crouching here and like almost giving yourself more space. So like you should be positioned like another like half block back. You should be crouching and trying to pull the puck to yourself. You shouldn't be playing. You don't need to play this close. You don't get any gain from being right on top of the puck here. Because if he hits it by you right here, and it's going to end up in like this weird between space between you and your defender. If he somehow, if like your defender comes up to hit this and he gets another touch, that's like really bad. But if you're back here and he hits it by you, now like if your defender goes to play it, you're far enough back to also recover if he loses it. It's a very small detail, and it would also prevent you from FOVing here. That was like really unnecessary. Okay, we are way too jumpy. So right here, Camel's going into the corner. You see the puck, you like jump into the corner before you see the puck or before you even get a touch on it. You don't have to be doing all this. You can chill. You can just stand here. If the puck goes here, then you can walk up and whack at it. But if Camel pulls it back, if you're here, you're still able to contest. But you're like jumping into the corner as if you already had the hit. And that gives him this like relatively weak angle, but still a chance that you could have avoided giving up had you just played a little bit safer. Okay, so the stream lags here on this little fast break that they get. Your teammate gets owned like a noob, and I think he got hit. But the problem, I'm not worried about him, I'm worried about you. There is no conceivable world where you should be this far up the ice. We are not in 3v3. You're not going for slot. You're the defender right now. As much as you want to be the forward, Willanodo has decided to be the forward now, and you are the defender. There's no world that this guy should become this close to being like perpendicular with you up the ice. You need to be far enough back that if a 2-on-1 happens, you are able to pick either side and play them if needed. You are in now a back check recovery position where you have to commit. You're not in a position to stall out for your teammate to catch up. You have to do something. So you have to run at him. If this guy was a BHL level player, NAM-HL, whatever, high JBHL, he can throw this over as soon as he sees you run towards him, and its Camels should score this every time. But because you had to like recover so last second, because of how far up you were, like right here, you should have already been moving back when the puck was being hit up the ice. There's no reason for you to still be here. If you want to rotate back in, which should be your goal, you are the forward, you should be playing far enough back, somewhere back here, so that when the puck moves up the ice, you can switch in, your teammate can switch back, if that's the way you want to play. And considering your defender is playing forward right now, clearly you guys are rotating. All right, so two things. One, we just missed 3 goals because the stream is just completely broken. That's lovely. But we need to learn how to corner check, my friend. We need to be able to, in this position, get the puck behind our own net and not put it into the goalie crease and almost give up an own goal. Or an own assist. If its Camel was playing tighter, this could have been disastrous. And then again, in this corner, it's not a one-time thing. You just don't seem to know how to corner move. Touch of doom and sadness immediately after because you failed. This can't be a P2, my friend. You have to maintain possession so that when this guy runs at you, he doesn't get the puck for free. This is just a brutal look. And then you let him go right by you. We got to learn how to control the puck in our own corners. Even if you're a forward, dude. It's something that's worth the time to learn to be able to play in the corner. Now, in this freeze frame, it like doesn't look quite as bad as it should have felt for you. Where in this situation, Wordy you was contesting. It's kind of hard to tell which of these two got the hit. You're going for this puck, you know, trying to recover for your teammate. You might have been at F5. You might see that he has space, but even so, you should just be hitting this back. You should not be trying to scoop it and try to turn it around. There's no rush to turn the puck around. Your team is winning. Just hit it back this way, recover it, and go back up. Give your defender a chance to get back to where he's supposed to be, because clearly he doesn't like being there. But instead, you go for the scoop. And yes, I understand. Most people are going to say the same thing to me whenever I point these mistakes out. They're going to go, but I just whiffed. If I didn't whiff, it was fine. The problem is that you're whiffing in a position where you're trying to do a mech. A scoop is a mech. Like, you're going for this here, which is just making it that little bit harder where you're more likely to whiff. And you do. Where, like, yes, you could also say, if you went for a fast pull right here and you missed, you could say the same thing. But if I hit it, it would have been cool. I would have gone this way. That doesn't really matter. You don't have to put yourself in a position to make this error because you could just have played it back. And now they're like, I don't know, something could have happened there and that would have been bad. We need to put a little more faith in Willonodo. We should not be stopping to make sure that he still has it. At this point, you are committed to this run. Even if you do this little stop, what are you doing if he loses it? Just go. The only reason you don't get this chance is because you stopped. Look at how long it takes for you to fucking commit. You're here, you stop up. Like, that extra couple sprint jumps might have been the difference. But you're hesitating. Why? Maybe it's because you don't trust your defender. Personally, after what I've been watching, I don't know if I would either. But you've got to play more aggressive here if you're going to commit to this run. Once again, you just need to learn how to play corners. Like, BHL has whiffed this sometimes. But you have to at least get a touch here so that he can't just pull it out of your feet and leave. This is brutal that this happens to you. Like, if you miss right here, which I don't know why you're aiming into this direction. There should not be a slot shooter in 2v2. That is just not how the game is played. You need to get contact with this puck and carry it around the net. Obviously, what can you do? You whiff sometimes, but clearly there is a level of discomfort in the corners for you that can be worked on. All right, immediately after this little corner mess that we just talked about, you lose it to Uchime. You run back. You actually take a good route on your back check. It's looking good, and then you do this like a moron. Why? Don't do that. Just, like, okay. Again, let's look at where we are right now. We're in a position where they have their forward, or this is actually their defender and their forward. The forward is covering back. These guys are rotating. This guy is not the last guy back, which means you going for this gamble. This guy's going to be here. He's going to turn around and play you. What realistically do you get out of being here? You get to keep it in their end, which is good, but it's not worth the potential 2-on-1 that happens if you lose this pinch. Now, if you just play it back, the guarantee is that you're not going to give up a chance because you're going to maintain possession. You might be able to play it back to your lovely defender, or you can re-attack with your defender there to support you, and you can actually be looking up the ice as you do it. Going for this, you don't really know where stuff is, and you're going to be, in an uncomfortable position, pinging the puck off of the boards. This guy's just going to immediately be here. You're going to be screwed. There is no benefit there is if it works, but like the benefit doesn't outweigh this potential chance where now, because you fucked up, you put everything on your defender's shoulders. You just don't need to do that. That's like not what a good forward does for their defender. You want to make their life as easy as possible. If this had been Word to you instead, or I don't know why he's still back here. I guess the JBHL coaches just don't care about putting their defenders in a position to play make. If he had actually played the way that a forward should in 2v2 and been up here, dude, this is so cooked. But like they don't because it's JBHL and you get a little bit lucky, but this turn is like the main problem. I'll play it one more time. I'm sure you get the point, but this is just unnecessarily bad. I'm not going to lie. I have mixed feelings on this because you scored, but in 2v2, this is the type of play that would work back in like 2019 BHL. It has been 7 years since I would say this was a play that BHLers could make and not get punished. In no world should this get out to the defender and Uchime shouldn't be hitting it and getting a breakaway. In S7, back in ye old days, I would think about making these plays because my lovely defender at the time, who will not be named, would always call for these. And intuitively, I was like, that's a bad idea because if you go for this shot, which you're going to have to walk up to do, this guy can just clear it and you're screwed. So I guess what I'm saying is if it works, it works. Like if this is working for you consistently in JBHL, by all means, keep doing it. But just be warned, if this guy is at all able to read the play and understand that he can play a little higher because you're in the corner and he'd have time to recover, meaning that he should always clear this slot pass, it's going to get punished. And because of how Willonodo's momentum is forward, it would have just been cooked if he had not been able to get this shot off. All right, now I'm just getting a little confused. I don't know if you're the forward or defender anymore. I'm lost. Okay, first of all, Bulanoto, if he is the forward, this guy needs to lock in because that's brain dead. But you as the defender right now, we're just gonna have to accept you're the defender. There is no world you should be pinching right here. Camel has the furthest P3 you could possibly have. If you can't trust your goalie to save that, you might need a new goalie. You need to be worried about this guy running up and this pass being made. Because right now, even if Campbell just like P2'd it into this area, it's probably going to convert into a way better shot than this one. And that's the easier play right now. Unfortunately, Campbell doesn't have the ball, like the game IQ to see that, I guess. Or he doesn't trust his line mate. But you going for this pinch right here is really sketchy. I think that you need to back up and like let Camel run into you a little more and meet him around here. Because if you meet him at the blue line, you can read his movements. If he's here and his teammate's here and, you know, he might pass it, all he has to do is turn his head from like here to here. But if you let him wait until he's like, I don't know, up here, instead of having to go like only like 45 degrees, he has a 90-degree turn to make this pass across. At that point, you know you can just pinch on the blue line right here. You can use the blue line as like a barrier to prevent passes because it's so much harder to pass it when you have to go straight 90 degrees across rather than, you know, whatever this would be. This is just so much easier as somebody who makes a lot of these passes. And you gave him a chance to, you just got lucky that he sucks. Okay, literally prime example of what I was just talking about. Look, okay. Yes, you are technically wide open, but he's going to go for this pass. He has to turn 90 degrees because of where he is. He's on the blue line. He can't pass it up. He could maybe put it here, which is still a brutal turn. And Camel recognizes that because he didn't pinch so early. And now all he has to do is stop Willanoto in like a reasonable amount of time. Which he does. It's so easy. And you're useless at this point because of how long Willow took to make the pass because Camel played it well. He didn't give you that free chance to pass it. And now you guys turn it over and Camel just doesn't take the good shot that he has. He could have just post abused. This should have been a goal against. And it was all because he played this 2-on-1 correctly. The difference is look at where you're meeting him. You're already pinched. And like, yes, it worked out, but for the reason of the other team blundering, not because you played it perfectly. All right, this is something that's going to be a bit more prevalent if you do move to 3v3, is when you're in a position like this and your forward / whatever this numbskull is back checking their forward that's carrying the puck into your own end. It's being pressed down the wall. Pretty safe that it's not going to go in the net. That is a situation where we do not need to play here. You can just chill in the middle because you have to think the only imminent threat right now is that Shakes somehow miraculously gets this across into the middle somewhere. And your teammate is taking care of him actually scoring. So realistically, the only possible danger is that it would go here. So intuitively, why would you not just cover the sole danger on the ice? Because now, look at the position you're in. If instead of, you know, you guys switching for some reason and having Willanoto be late to the slot, this guy's already parked here, and you potentially being late to turn, why wouldn't you just keep covering whatever you're covering? He gets the pass off. Like, Willow should just stay here. I think he tried to pull it. I don't know. This guy just kind of does things. But in this situation, you need to just chill. Oh, I have a highlighter now. You need to just chill in the middle. Better X. And this guy just needs to keep following Shakes. Because even if he leaves Shakes, Shakes is going to be in the corner. What is he going to do? This guy, like, you should at least kind of be able to recognize who your opponents are. He is not like a corner tech guy, so especially so, you don't need to be down here. You can just leave him there. But you make it like even 1% of a chance to score. That's a very, very hard low ball. I'd say that there's like, it goes from a 0% chance, or like very low, assuming that you whiff your slot coverage, to like, dude, This could have very possibly just been a goal against. I don't know, man. No reason to do that. All right, once again, this is the same thing you did earlier where puck comes to you. I don't know why you need to jump at this. I guess that you're going for the crit, but you see the defender, you're here, just chill. He's just going to give it to you if you just wait. Like every time. He's like, this is like a JBH. Dude, I do this to BHLers where you see them go for this puck. You just go here. He's just going to give it to you and then you can press him and score. And like that sounds maybe a little complicated, but like it happens so consistently that he's obviously going to do that. And now you have to play on a back foot because you went for it a little bit too aggressively. And again, let me just reiterate, you guys are winning 6-2. I know it feels like it might be, maybe you're doing it because it's so out of reach, but that's how you like start losing games and fumbling leads, is if you play like that. Yo, what's going on? I just went over all of your notes and I came to 3 bullet points that I think are going to be most important and probably going to help benefit you the most. This is usually what I do with my BHLers and non-HLers. The purpose of these focus points is going to be for you to put a lot of your focus into these. Obviously, I'm not your JBHL coach, so they can take the reins on how much they want you to focus on these things. But if I were your coach, I would want you to just, whenever you're playing the game, always have these in your head. And these are mistakes that you need to never be making until you don't even have to think about it going forward. So they're going to be on screen already, but I'll go over each of them. The first one, playing with more emphasis on defense and keeping yourself on the defensive side of the puck always. What this means is, like in a 1v1 scenario, for example, if you're 1v1ing somebody, you should never, ever, ever give them a breakaway. You should always be in front of them, contesting shots and making their life difficult and forcing them to shoot through you rather than giving them a chance one-on-one with your goalie. This is going to like instantly translate to 2v2. Forechecking and defense in general in 2v2 are just 1v1s, isolated 1v1s. And if you could do this, you're going to make your defender's life so much easier. They're going to be able to trust you. They're going to be able to cover their guy a lot easier. And I guarantee you're going to let up less goals. The second point I want to go over is the learning to get comfortable with corner tech. This isn't something I can really explain to you. It's something you just have to practice, get way more comfortable in the corner. It happened multiple times when I was watching the VOD where you got the puck in the corner and you just didn't look like you knew how to get it out comfortably. This is something that even though you're a JBHLer, it's going to hold you back if you can't handle the puck in those areas and get it up the ice quick. You're going to miss so many scoring chances. You're going to give up a lot of chances back the other way if you're not able to play quickly in the offensive zone corner. Obviously, there's like the mech sheet from Doobly Bridge that can help you learn how to do this. But in general, just like put more emphasis on practicing this on your own time and pregame, whatever, or practice mode as it's called now. Just, something to work on. The last point is going to be more willing to just play the puck into your own end. It happened quite a few times where you were put in a position to back check and you really tried to force the puck turned around, like to turn it around. And in doing so, you put yourself in a very high risk position where there wasn't even much reward most of the time just to put it back into their zone. 2v2 is a very possession heavy game. And 3v3 is as well, but 2v2 specifically, it's going to stand out a lot more if your team always has possession of the puck and you're able to consistently set up like ISOs going back down the ice. Obviously, like if you're on a team that isn't as skilled, it isn't always the worst idea to dump the puck into the other team's end, make them press you and make them make mistakes, but that's going to be a really unsustainable way to improve long term. You're never going to really get over that hump and be able to create chances on your own. So it's just going to set you up to improve more if in your 1v1s, 2v2s, whatever you're playing, when the puck gets behind you, carry it back and, you can flash F5, check if they're still pressing you hard, and then turn the puck around once you feel like you're in a safe position to do so. But otherwise, there's nothing wrong with carrying it all the way back around your own net because there's no way they're going to score if you're not taking those dumb risks. You can come out around the net and be looking up ice, and it's going to make your life way, way easier. So those are the 3 things that I think you should focus on. Obviously, like I said, I think 6004 is your coach. If he has other focuses for you, then feel free to listen to him over me. I'm not trying to step on anybody's anybody's toes. Not shoes. That's fucking stupid. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I just make these for fun. It's better if you have something that you're consistently focusing on with intent rather than being pulled in 2 separate directions. So I hope this helps. I hope this helps anybody else that maybe wasn't being reviewed in this game and can get something out of it. A lot of these principles are pretty broadly applied to the game as a whole. I teach all this stuff to all my players, BHL down to low nom HL. It all applies. It has applied since 2020, back when I first joined. So I hope this helps. Have a great day or night or whatever it is for you.